Hi everyone. For my comprehension activity, I did a spin on an activity that I remember from when I was in elementary school. It's an activity that we actually did for like around the world in math. We had a beach ball and we would throw the beach ball around the room, and the teacher would give the person who catches it a math problem to solve, and then we would throw it to another person. So for this activity, you will need a beach ball, a Sharpie, and a book. I chose the story A Chair for My Mother by Vera Williams. And I will read a little bit of this book for you. My mother works as a waitress in the Blue Tile Diner. After school sometimes I go to meet her there. Then her boss, Josephine, gives me a job too. I wash the salts and peppers and fill the ketchups. One time I peeled all the onions for the onion soup. When I finished, Josephine said, "Good work, honey," and pays me. And every time I put half of my money into the jar. It takes a long time to fill a jar this big. Every day when my mother comes home from work, I take down the jar. My mama empties all her change from tips out of her purse for me to count. Then we push all the coins into the jar. Sometimes my mama is laughing when she comes home from work. Sometimes she's so tired she falls asleep while I count the money out into piles. Some days she has lots of tips. Some days she has only a little. Then she looks worried. But each evening, every single shiny coin goes into the jar. We sit in the kitchen to count the tips. Usually, Grandma sits with us too. While we count, she likes to hum. Often, she has money in her old leather wallet for us. Whenever she gets a good bargain on tomatoes or bananas or something she buys, she puts back the savings and they go into the jar. When we can't get a single other coin into the jar, we are going to take out all the money and go and buy a chair. Yes, a chair. A wonderful, beautiful, fat, soft armchair. We will get one covered in velvet with roses all over it. We are going to get the best chair in the whole world. That is because our old chairs burned up. There was a big fire in our other house. All our chairs burned. So did our sofa, and so did everything else. That wasn't such a long time ago. Okay. And once you finish reading the story, you'll get the beach ball, and you write questions. I don't have a beach ball, so I just use my son's ball, but you write questions on it, and it says what happened in the middle of the story, so you could have what happened in the middle, the beginning, the end. What's the main idea? You could have what's the author's purpose of the story. Have you ever been in a similar situation as the main character? Those are all questions that you could put on your beach ball. And this would work as a whole group activity. I know that a beach ball doesn't have very many sections, so students are going to get the same questions. But even though the content is the same, it's the same story, you're going to get multiple different perspectives for the same question. So it will be really beneficial to students who are struggling to hear different perspectives, because they may not think of it in the same way as other students, and it's just a good conversation piece or a discussion piece, a class discussion piece, to do it that way. I feel like this activity really reaches the auditory and the visual and the kinesthetic learners. For differentiation for ELL students, I think it would be beneficial for this activity if you chose a culturally diverse story, a book that they can relate to their culture or their native language. This would really, I think, excite an English language learner student and make them really interested, because it's something they can relate to, and it's also information that you and I may not know, and other students may not know either, and they can really enlighten us and explain to us what certain things mean, or words that we may not be able to pronounce what they mean, how to say it, and make them feel like they may struggle a lot in the class sometimes, and this may make them feel better, like, hey, I'm teaching them something. I hope that this activity is something that you guys enjoy and something that you hope to implement in your future classrooms. Thank you for watching.